Hey guys and gals, happy Friday. Okay, so today was kind of cool. I had a chance to try out what effectively is like a new keynote for Flip the Gratitude Switch. You know, I never really felt good about my ability to communicate Flip the Gratitude Switch as like a keynote speaker. I can talk all around Flip the Gratitude Switch, and we've learned so much over the last few years, and we've worked so hard to kind of figure out the message and write the book, but I just never really felt like I had a good way to deliver like a keynote that could be sort of that repeatable, right? That I could do that where I could capture the audience and I tried something today that was really good. I think it was good. I felt like the audience received it well. It was just a Zoom audience, but just kind of watching their faces, I saw a lot of like, oh, like that thing where they go, oh, or they're like, oh yeah, and then they write it down or something like that. And so what I did is I kind of started and I was kind of like, look, I want to take you back, 20 years ago. And it was a time when I had felt like I totally hit rock bottom. I was working a job that had terrible hours. Sometimes I was not even home for 2, 3, 4 days at a time. Felt like I was just on the clock 24 hours a day. I was underworked, or excuse me, I was overworked. I was underpaid, and I hated the people I worked with. I was driving this crappy car. I was living in this terrible house. The laundry was in the kitchen, there's barely any room for our family that was growing, it was old and needed all this stuff fixed in it. And, but I felt like my relationship with my wife could have been better because I wasn't really present. My relationship with my kids could have been better because I just wasn't really around. And all of it changed within a matter of months. And I went from working my dream job, generating more income than I had ever thought possible, traveling from coast to coast, sharing empowering messages, having all the time I could ever want with my wife and my kids to work on loving them and serving them, living in my dream home, driving my dream car, and it all happened within a matter of months. I went from rock bottom to top of the peak within a few months. And I'm going to share with you exactly how I did it. It's a very simple formula that required just one little flip. And the biggest change that was made was not with my circumstances. It was me. Because you see, that's all that changed was me. Within a few months, nothing in my world had changed. The house was the same. The car was the same. The time with the family was the same. The time at work was the same. The pay was the same. The only thing that changed, the only thing that flipped was my perspective and interaction with all of it. And there was one simple thing that unlocked it all, and it was gratitude. And then from there, that's not exactly how I did it. I took a little bit more time with it and tried to give some more detail. But from there, I kind of went into what the formula was and how to flip the gratitude switch and what is that, what is that process? I mean, at the end of the day, it was kind of like, look, most people believe that in order to finally be happy, they need to change something big. They have to change their job or change their marriage or change their circumstances. But it was like, but what if the truth of it all is the opposite? What if the single greatest framework for happiness, doesn't demand that you blow your life up or that life changes at all? Your circumstances don't have to change. It just requires that you flip one switch in your brain. And when you do, the anxiety fades, the joy rises, the whole trajectory of your life can shift forever. And so that was kind of the idea. And then here's the formula, here's the framework. And I think it went well. Tell me what you think, just kind of hearing that as I'm going through that process. Do you feel like that would be engaging if you're listening to a keynote? Did it interest you having me go through it right now? Or did you kind of like tune out and you're like, that's boring, I don't really love that? Anyway, give me your feedback. I hope you have an awesome weekend. I'm heading back to Chalk the Block. Gonna go hang out with Braxton and Milana, and he's gonna finish up his chalk art. Again, come to Chalk the Block tomorrow in Provo, Riverwoods. Come check it out and come cheer him on. And there's amazing chalk pieces all over, and you should totally come check it out. It's gonna be awesome, and we'll be there hanging out, and I'll get to give you a high five and a hug. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week, yeah? All right, see you, bye.